This is the Red All Over show. Oh, today you'll notice that there's no Josh Atherton. Josh is at a theatre in Manchester. He's meeting a founding father of the United States' Constitution, Mr. Hamilton. So he'll be sorting that out. And I've had on good authority, because I've checked it out, Hamilton is older than Alan Smith. And I know that takes a bit of doing, but he's even older than Alan Smith. So joining me today.
Oh, sorry, I'm not in musical. It's all right.
Thank God. The Odins are the best now. So joining me tonight for a Blackpool review from last night and a Reading preview for this coming Saturday are Tracy Martin. Give us a wave, Tracy. Oh, let's see. Got that. Craig Wood. Craig, oh. And Santa Smith. Give us a wave, Santa. Oh, and you, Alan. Oh, dear.
Like twins.
Nice jump. Yeah. Nice jumper, Al. Nice jumper. We thought about talking about the fans forum that took place last Monday, but sadly none of us were able to go. Tracy thought she might be able to go, but something else came up at the last minute, so she weren't able to come. And the other three of us here didn't want to go, so we didn't. So I'm sorry for Khaled, because now there's no flowers or chocolates for you from the Red All Over team. So, you know, you'll have to buy your
own. Or a mixtape, and don't forget the mixtape.
Oh, I was trying to forget the mixtape, Al, because at our age, we remember them, Al. That's what's scary. We remember things like mixtapes. Anyway, never mind. So, Blackpool review, Reading preview. Come on, let's get all over it. Alan, talk to me about last night. Try not to shake your head as much, Al, because it'll make me dizzy.
Talk about first half. All of them like a rash. Good. I thought good team selection. And went in. 41 minutes. McAtee, good finish. And it was a direct move as well, straight from keeper or back, straight up at top, and run right back and put it back at net. Their defender jumped in on him and crippled him, and that changed it for me. And I thought that should have been a red card. And referee never talked to him or did anything about it. So, yeah, went in 1-0, and I'm thinking, are we going to fetch on? I thought Jallo, and I thought Jallo should have come on. And no, Waters come on instead. And it could have been a different story if he'd have put that away within first 2 or 3 minutes at second half. It was an easy chance, and he upright, didn't he, and went out. And then what happened? 52 or 62 minutes, whatever it was, we ended up taking defender off.
Lapata.
And and who comes on then? It's Lapata goes off, and Jordan comes on. It all changes. And honestly, truthfully, that second half were horrendous to watch. And 2 poor goals again to concede. And we were never in second half. And I don't understand it. I've no understanding of why they didn't perform. Nobody performed. We created one chance from that free kick when Jallo took it. I think we're about 92nd minute. We didn't test their keeper at all. So it is what it is. We're out at Papa John's, Johnson Trains Trophy, Bristol Street Motors Trophy, and it was.
Don't forget Zenith Data as well, Al.
It was sad to see that performance, and they've got to lift themselves up for Saturday.
Tracy, what do you think?
I thought we started the first half as good as I've seen us play all season, to be honest. I was extremely impressed. I thought from, Collins has said on Monday that we're going to put out a strong team, and I think it generally were, pretty much barring probably 3, it was the strongest team we've got. I really liked the back 3. Thought they looked very comfortable first half anyway. The goal was, I suppose it was quite fortunate in that McCart just leathered it. But then Cosgrove and their defender missed it together. I'm sure Cosgrove did it on purpose. And it fell through to McAtee, and obviously he finished it really well. I thought McAtee was extremely positive in the first half, and he has been. I think he's just getting better and better with every game. And I like the way that we weren't just we didn't seem to have just two centre forwards, him and so like McAtee and Cosgrove seemed to swap a bit more fluid. And I thought it looked, I was thinking, this is it. You know, Devante's going to be watching thinking, oh, this is putting me under pressure. He might be all right now, because I think McAtee's probably injured. I don't know what the prognosis is, but it didn't look great. And then, yeah, second half, I don't know, it was just bizarre, really bizarre. Yeah, their goal, we were out of shape big time for their first goal. We got dragged all over the place, and then they put a cross in from the right and steady finish. And then the second one, I mean, yeah, you're obviously going to identify Williams, but it comes back to your lingering point, Andy, of why was he even there? I get he took Lopata off. He says he was getting leggy and he's not played.
Yeah.
And I can semi-see that. But then I'm thinking, well, there's still got to be options. Do we play him with it? Do we back it? I don't know. It was disappointing, and it were poor because he'd been on the pitch, 2 minutes? So it looks obvious then when he's been on the pitch 2 minutes, and we've all been saying it. And then, yeah, like Alan said, we were limited in our attack. I thought Styles was Phillips, just non-existent second half, really. We just lacked intensity. We lacked, to some degree, it looked like effort. Just like a completely different team. Jallow obviously came on that free kick. At least he made keeper save it, didn't he? And then I think Cosgrove put an header wide. Other than that, and the Waters, that, to be fair, Alan, I think keeper did save it, but he should have scored. He should have scored. And 2 minutes in, you put that away, and you know, I think it'd have been a different game, but we didn't, did we? So. Yeah, very, very disappointing result from the first half, where a bit like Lincoln, where we went ahead and you're thinking, sorry, we equalised and you're thinking, come on now, like there's only one team in this. You know, then we went 2-1 up, and I was saying last night, thinking, well, 1-0 up, we've just got to go for them. They were all over the place. I mean, they played a weakened side to some degree, less weak. It was more weak than our side, and I just thought they were there for taking, and we didn't take them.
So, we can't put 45 minutes together. In all his games I've seen this season, it's either one or other. We don't play for 90 minutes.
It's just strange, though, isn't it? Why?
Craig, tell me, Woody. Tell me what you think, Woody.
I thought the first half, we brought a lot of what you were talking about previously about us putting passages of play together, passing it about, and they looked like to have a bit more intensity, a bit more in a rush to get forward than just crab football, which I enjoyed. Obviously, we scored a nice goal, but unfortunately, McAtee's now out. Don't know for how long. But that second half, I don't know what happened. Well, I do know what happened. They come out and they notched it up from 20%, ramped it straight up to 80%, and we dropped a few percent. The second half, they wanted it. They wanted it a damn sight more than we did. They ran harder, they ran faster. Every player we had on that pitch were getting closed down. In 4 or 5 seconds, there were a man on them. And they weren't just stopping close to him. They were actually going for the tackle as well. So I think they got an absolute rollicking at half-time, and they come out and they showed up. The first goal, 2 pinpoint passes. That first pass to get in behind McCart, I mean, beautiful. And
Nobody went with him though. He was left to run down there on his own.
By the time the pass had been made, he were already 2 strides away from him, and he couldn't catch up. So, but like I say, you've got to watch for them runs, especially if you're going to play a high line. Yeah. But I mean, and then second goal, I mean, it's Williams' it's his only weakness is his aerial ability. It's not there, and you're going to get players that are going to latch onto him because they're going to think, oh, smaller lad, I can out-muscle him. You know what I mean? And Cosgrove had done the same to one of their lads. But they've got decent-sized centre-backs and we couldn't really do it. But in games like that, that's where you need to show up. And we had no answer for their ramp-up in intensity. I mean, if teams press us like that, like they did, in the first match we played them at home this season, they did not press like that. They sat off and they still won. In that game, they went one behind and they showed us what a championship team does when they drop one behind. Right? They put it on you. Right? And that's what Portsmouth did. And we cannot, and I said it a few videos ago, we cannot compete with any team that can press us like that. Because we can't keep the ball. We can't pass it fast enough and accurately enough to keep it off them. You know, we're either going to do that or we pass it straight back to keeper who lumps it forward. You know, and then it goes to them anyway. So for me, January's huge. It's Collins. I mean, I blame the board as much as I blame Collins, because I think they've given him a real bad hand in whipping his defence away from him. I know, fair money, good money, and I understand this. Oh, we get it in instalments. Well, can't we pay people in instalments then for players?
I think we must.
Like
we
they
must
do with
do.
us.
We must do. I think
That's
that's a bit
it.
of a
They were
weak
like,
thing.
oh, we got less than $1 million in total because it gets paid in instalments. Well, then pay next team in instalments. Then you know you're guaranteed that money every year, you know, to come in. So just, I mean, I'm no accountant, but you know, if I'm getting a wage next week, I know I can pay some of my loan off next week. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Going back to St.
If you're getting paid this week, you can get me a drink on Friday. By the way, folks, we've got a Christmas party on Friday, 7 o'clock at the Oaks Working Men's Club at tell me, Alan Ardsley.
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 Men's Club, Ardsley.
Come and join us all. Tom Webster's going to be providing pizza, bless his cotton socks. I bet he don't pick one that I prefer, but you know, he'll do what he does. And we're doing a live show. Well, sort of. We're going to be live, although
quiz for everybody's got a quiz. I'm genning up on history book.
That's a good point, because can you do a quiz better than Alan Smith? That'll be an interesting thing. Anyway, back to the game. Just thought I'd chuck that in. Back to the game. The thing that disappointed, right, first half for me, I thought it, like you've all said, I thought we started pretty well and continued well. What I did like, McAtee had a good shot with his left foot, because I've always thought McAtee shooting from outside has been like, I'm going to try and pass it into corner. He leathered it with his left foot, and goalkeeper made a pretty decent save. We also had a bit of a goal mouth scramble. I don't know how that didn't go in, because we're all near the goal line, and somehow goalkeeper got it away and it went out for a corner or what have you. So that was a shame. And then McAtee straight over both defender and, as you've said, a defender and Cosgrove. He runs onto it. What I particularly like, because he's a clever player, John McAtee. As he takes the ball, he moves across in front of the defender. So it's not like the defender, even if the defender's quicker than him, it's not like the defender can try and catch him up and get a tackle in. He's moved in front of him, so he can't. Lovely shot past the goalkeeper, and then a horrendous tackle. The ball's in play. He should have been sent off for me, because that is an awful tackle, like you said.
Got behind as well.
What gobsmacked me is that he had plenty of physio. You know, Vicky came on and he had plenty of physio, and he clearly wasn't going to continue. And as soon as he went down, it looked horrendous. As soon as he went down, I'm not sure why we didn't have somebody warming up and ready to come, you know, starting getting ready to come on. So when he finally went off, a while afterwards, and it wasn't near half time, we didn't have anybody coming on. We could have been prepared for that. So that really confused me. It really did confuse me. In the second half, exactly what you've said, Al. Max Watters missed what I thought were a good chance. You know, he got on a weak bit of defensive play by them and muffed it. He just made a mess of it. So Cosgrove had a good header. Killett made a good save. He had a one-on-one and made a good save, Killett, before the goals. First goal for me. He gets behind McCarthy, as you've said, Craig, and Mile has to come across to try and tackle it, which leaves his player totally unmarked in the middle for him to square it back to, and he sat on his own waiting for it. He could have had a cup of tea before putting that in net. He got that long, and then second goal. Oh my days! It's Groundhog Day for me. A high ball, a kid that can jump in the air, and Jordan Williams, who I like as a player, but as a wing back, not as a centre half, it's not even off at ground. Their players just jump.
What I don't get, Andy, is he said, you know, I'm in the give Collins more time camp, but he said, you know, we know Laporte's coming back and he's going to struggle to do 90. Right, yeah. Fair enough. No one's going to argue with that. So why McCarthy on bench?
I don't know.
What? For me, that was the worst thing. I'm thinking, well, that's fine. You've said that. We all accept that. So, but you've got an established centre half.
He played it under 21.
We didn't have another centre half. All right, Jordan Williams, but we know we didn't have another centre half on the bench. And I just think, why didn't we? When we know that, because if somebody else had got injured, we'd have been we're in trouble anyway. But I just thought it just seems very strange. Very strange.
I'll put it to all three of you. Could Kiliper come out for that and try to collect it?
Which one first?
Second goal.
Simple answer for me, Al. Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but I didn't look at goal. I didn't look and straight away think goalkeeper should have come for that. To be honest,
I still think you're pretty high. It was pretty high still.
I thought he did all right, Killip, yesterday. To be fair to him.
Anyway, we can concentrate on the league now, folks. We don't have to.
That's just as bad.
Oh, Andy. Oh dear.
Oh, Alan. Never mind, Alan. Never mind. We can concentrate on the league.
What's the saying? I'll not swear, Andy, but it's something like, "Forget the cup, we're going up." But I don't think the fans say it like that when we're away. But I'll just save on your editing there, Andy.
Right. Anything else to say about the Blackpool game last night, or have we said everything we want to say?
I hope we haven't got it there.
We'll be donkeys on beach for a second half. I'll say it.
Yeah, and I hope we aren't going to go there at end of season and have to get some because we seem to, you know, they just seem a bit of a bogey side at the minute. I don't want to have to go there and need anything last game of the season.
Already booked for weekend, Tracy. Oh no.
So let's move on then. Let's move on to the Reading game. Let's move on back to league action. After the last time we played the league, a wonder goal. We beat with a wonder goal. I mean, to be honest, a couple of games ago in the league, I thought we're going to really struggle here. You know, Lincoln away and then Wickham at home. And I don't think we were great in either game. But we got 4 points, won by a wonder goal, obviously. So we move on. We move on to Reading away, who we've not always had the greatest look at Reading. Now, you probably know that I've spoke and uploaded. I spoke to Ben Thomas from the Tilehurst podcast. So thanks for that, Tracy, for setting it up with Ben. I think I've spoken to him before, and he gave us a pretty good insight into what he thinks about Reading. So watch the away, and you'll like it. You'll like the thumbnail for it anyway. I'm not sure I do, but you'll like the thumbnail for it. He wasn't convinced about them. He thinks that they're treading water, hoping to get new owners, and he's not convinced they're going to get anything at all out of this match. But I think he thinks we're better than we are at the minute. So
I think everybody does.
So they're currently on 13 points, but that includes the next to the bottom. But that includes a 4-point deduction, then a 1-point deduction, and then another 3 points. And Ben's view, well, I just hope we get to the end of the season. You keep moving again, Tracy. You're in and out again, Tracy. We all camera.
Got autofocus.
When I asked Ben what his hopes were for the season, he said not to get deducted any more points. That'd do for me. So that was Ben's view. So what are you looking forward to with this match, Tracy?
A win, obviously, an away win. Back to where we're strong, away. Yeah, I mean, they've had a funny run, haven't they? Because they've done quite well in the league, really. I noticed that they beat Wickham away, battered Carlisle, didn't they? But then they lost in the FA Cup to Ardsley. Well, at least they were playing, I suppose, so we can't really read too much into that. Yeah, I mean, you'll know more. How do we pronounce Kelvin? You might know. Somebody must know how to pronounce Kelvin's second name. Kelvin's I can't even start to pronounce his name. Craig, do you know how to pronounce his name?
I don't know what you're about.
They've got a centre forward who scored quite a number of goals. Kelvin.
No chance.
Anyone? I apologise to Kelvin. That's all I'm going to say, because I can't even. No. Anyway, Andy, did he not mention him?
Not that I remember. No, not that I remember.
Right, well,
Eli Bitomanen, something like that.
Hey, we'll go with that. We'll go with that.
Say
said it once.
Say it again, Craig.
Eli Bitomanen.
Is it a Tomenham?
No, Eli Bitomanen. Yeah, that. Yeah.
One last go,
I'm
Craig.
glad I'm not a commentator, mate. I swear.
One last go, Craig. Go on. Get
Yeah,
Craig.
Bitomanen.
Right, that'll do.
Yeah, him. Well, he's their leading goal scorer anyway, and he's centre forward. So I noticed that he'd been sort of their lead man going forwards. But I noticed they've got Charlie Savage playing, aren't they, in midfield, which is Robbie Savage's little boy. So let's hope he's nothing like his dad. Otherwise, we might get some clout in middle of park there. I'm sure Luca can deal with that. Yeah, from what I've seen, they're not great at set pieces, defending set pieces, but that's okay because we're not very good at attacking set pieces, so there's no threat either way there. And yeah, they're very similar to us in that they play, from what I can gather, they play a lot of short passes, sort of possession football, and don't really do a lot with it. Again, that sounds familiar to what. So far, I'm predicting a really boring game, aren't I? But what I did look at is that they're vulnerable down the wings, but also use the wings to attack, which again, funnily enough, is a bit like what we are. So it looks like it could be won or lost wide, which will be interesting to see selection on in terms of the wing backs. Whether we go with Cotter, I can't imagine it'd be O'Keefe or Williams. I think that's really going to be a key choice. And then obviously the midfield three. If McAtee's injured, which we all suspect he is, then I think we'd all like to see Cosgrove and Cole. With Jallo on the bench to come on and do something, I think. But yeah, I think it's going to be I'm predicting a dour game. A dour game that is not. I don't see excitement or anything. It's me dour. They're struggling, and I think we're lacking in confidence at the minute. So yeah,
that's a dour game. I'm really glad I asked you your view first.
Yeah,
you've cheered me up no end at this Christmas.
You know what? I hope everything I've said is wrong.
Me and all. Their form at the minute. Their form is the last. The last 6 matches, they've won 2, drawn 1, and lost 3. But as you rightly say, their last 2 league games, forgetting the Eastleigh bit, last 2 league games was a 5-1 against Carlisle and a 2-1 away win at Wickham. At home, the last games at home, 1-2, drawn 2, lost 2. So, as Ben says, they're not in the greatest of form. I don't think they're playing very, very well at all. I asked him, you'll have to watch it to see who he thinks a place to watch. But he did mention that they've got 2 strong centre halves, 2 big, strong, tall centre halves. Because Harley Dean, who they signed from, I think they signed him from Birmingham. Pardon?
Oh, we've all got different ones.
Yeah, I think he was from Birmingham. Oh, I remember him playing for Birmingham anyway. He's not getting a game. He's not getting on. And of course they've got Andy Yeardham, who's their captain. Now, what it was interesting, because I thought, typical. Ben said that if they sold him, or if he left and they got somebody else in, he wouldn't cry a river. He weren't that bothered. Didn't think he weren't that bothered. He did, however, identified Sam Smith up front, who's about 8'13" tall. So I think it's fair to say we need a goalkeeper that's going to come for it and a defender that's going to jump for it, because otherwise, Groundhog Day.
They've just kicked off against Charlton.
They've
got a good friend at Oakwell in central midfield, a guy from Dart Road, Sam Hutchinson. So he'll be welcome.
And have they got Button in nets? He's played for Anti, yeah.
Joe Pereira's playing tonight, though.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Craig? What do you think our chances are?
I think we should batter them all day, but I don't think we're gonna, because I don't think this. A lot of our performances this season have results have flattered us. I don't think we've deserved many of the results we've had. I think we've played decent at times, but I think to go to a team like Reading, obviously they're in dire straits and everything, and there's a lot going off behind the scenes. They've still got a lot of decent players. I'm looking at their team. Like Lewis Wing, Championship central midfielder. Sam Hutchinson, whether you like him or not, he's played at Championship the majority of his career. Sam Smith, been at Rotherham recently, played decently well. Clinton Mola, I mean, he were at Birmingham at one stage. Andy Yeardham at right back, we know what he was like. He was brilliant for us. A lot of us were gutted when he left, so you just can't overlook them. But it's all down to our performance whether we want it or not. Because some days we can turn up, we can absolutely pace teams all over the place, or we can turn up and not look that bothered. So it's all about how I expect us to play well, because I don't think Collins is going to take what happened the other night lightly. I think he's going to be like, how can you just capitulate like that? You know, when I think he'll give him a good idea, and I expect us to put in a good performance. I'm enthusiastic that the guy who spoke to turned around and said that Reading are not playing particularly well. I think they're doing a lot of things we're doing, which is they're picking up results without looking brilliant. So I think we've just got enough to beat them, but I don't think it's going to be by much. I think we've got enough.
What do you reckon, Al?
Well, post-match, after Blackpool, Lapata said, we became sloppy, disjointed, spaces got bigger, and that's how they created their chances. In the first half, we dominated, and they couldn't break us down. Then we lost our discipline in the second half. Now, for me, if that's what they're saying, and in dressing room, they should all be looking at themselves. And if they saw that they've lost the discipline, they should get it back together. And they should all want to put a shift in to prove that it was just a one-off game, and they've got to come out fighting. And if they come out fighting, they get fans back on board again. And I think in that dressing room, they've all looked at themselves, and that was not good enough for a professional football team to perform like that. So I'm expecting a team to come out there and give their all. So let's see what they're doing. And could we see Liam Roberts back at nets on Saturday? I've got my fingers crossed. Might be too soon, but we should be seeing him before Christmas.
Can I just say that I said it about 8 videos ago that Liam Roberts were overperforming, and that's the reason why we were getting clean sheets and not letting as many goals in. As soon as he's gone out the team, all we've done is concede goals. And it'd be the same with Devante Cole if he went up front, but he's stopped scoring on his own now. And I've said, as soon as them two stop performing, we'll start dropping that table. And I've said we'll be 12 by this time at Christmas.
You've been like a prophet, Craig. Trouble is, you've been a prophet of doom.
Yeah,
but
I've
a prophet
seen it
all the same.
It's like, I mean, stats don't lie, and overperforming can only last for so long. You know, unless you're Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi, you know, who can perform at a top level these are League One Championship players, you know.
I mean, the bottom line is that Reading are next to the bottom. I know that they've had the 4 points deducted.
But even with that,
they've been the bottom three.
Yeah.
So, you know, these are there can't be any excuses for putting in a rubbish performance in this game. So let's hope for a bit of Christmas cheer, Ali. So tell me, I'm gonna keep my fingers. Oh, if Tracy gets her wish and we've got 2 players up front in Cole and Cosgrove, will that make a difference? Let's hope so. Lapata playing, let's hope so. Let's hope the defence, because we're going to need somebody against Sam Smith. Let's hope the goal is back. No disrespect for Killick.
And we'll have Luca back in squad as well, won't we? Luca will be back
in the squad. So it's not all doom and gloom. We're 7th. Good performance first half, rubbish performance in the second half, weak defending second half. Looked all right in the first half. So, Reading on Saturday. Tracy, what's your prediction?
Head and heart.
Do what you want.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to draw. So I'd love to see a win, and I think everything that everyone said is 100%. If we play right and we play to the best of our ability, we'll batter them. But I'm going for a 2-2 draw.
We'll batter them 2-2.
Yeah, I'm here again. Look.
Hey.
Talk about battering. She's been.
To meet you, Tracy.
She's
Well,
on a
somebody's
trawler
whacking
catching
camera.
fish. On a trawler catching fish, ready. Craig, give me make some sense to me, Craig. You're the soothsayer, Craig. Tell me what's going to happen, Craig.
Well, I expect us to come out, and I expect us to, if like I say, if we can play to us potential, I expect us to dominate majority of the game. I think we're going to find it hard to score again. I think we're going to find it easy to concede again. But like I said, through domination, I think that we will still win 2-1.
Hold on. We're not going to be able to stop them scoring. We're not going to score round goals, but we're going to win 2-1.
Yeah.
Excellent.
We're going to allow them chances. We're going to have the majority of chances. We're going to allow them to have a couple of chances, but they're going to score from one of them.
Craig, if you're saying that, Craig, it's going to happen because you're the sooth, you're the truth teller. You say it's going to be a 2-1 Barnsley win. It's going to happen, folks. You heard it here first. Now, Alan, don't spoil it, Alan. What do you reckon, Al?
I reckon we're going to see 2 45-minute Reds Reds performances. We're not just going to play for one half or the other. We're going to go for both. I'm certain it's got to change. We can't keep going playing 45 minutes and then sitting back and doing nothing. So I'm going for an Andy special. 2-1 Reds.
Oh, a 2-2, 2-2-1s. Now on the away end, I said to Bender, I thought it would be a 1-1 draw because that's what he said. But he said he's in hope. I said mine in despair, to be honest.
It's up in Derbyshire, Andy.
Hey?
It's in Derbyshire, isn't it, Hope?
It is. So, yes, I were in hope when I were recording it, Al. So, I don't know whether to stick to me 1-1 or do an Alan Smith. And now he's not here. Says somewhere, right, I'm going to change it.
Definitely do an Alan.
I'm going to do an Alan Smith. An Alan Smith versus Horsham. I'm going to go a 2-1 win to Barnsley. They mind 1-1. A 2-1 win to Barnsley.
Hey, Andy. Nay.
And if we do that, we might save some chocolates and flowers somewhere. I don't know where, but we might do. Now, for the first time, we're just drawing it to an end. I've got the video of little Al and Andy, George and Isaac, but I'm saving them till last, so they're going to end the show. So before they come on and end the show, I'd just like to say it's goodbye from them three and goodbye from me, Al Sithy.
Wow! Didn't Andy do a great job at presenting the show today? How am I supposed to know? He hasn't recorded it yet. Shh! That's the magic of television. You're an idiot. Anyways, we face Reading on the weekend. What do you think the score's going to be? I think it'll be 3-0 to Barnsley. I think it'll be 2-0 to Barnsley. If you think you're better than predicting than us, get it in the comments down below. You Reds!